I am a spiritual educator, an author, an ascension coach. I'm a homeschooling mom. I have built a few businesses and work them consistently with my beloved husband, Kalanidhi Das. Hey, hey, hey. So, welcome. We're just talking today for a moment, connecting on you and what your amazing inspired action is. So this week, according to some forethinkers, pioneers, forerunners, sacred astrologers, is a very huge week. This is a conjunction where we have been building up for a long time to get into a mode and an energy of dew. I remember I remember many moments, and I don't remember a lot because I'm a mom, if you know what I mean, of a 4-year-old. But in 2020, when the whole pandemic started and all the information was coming out, we were hearing a lot about it from other countries, from what was coming in from healthcare providers. And I mean scientists and people who were, in China at the time, and people were getting sick, and people were talking about how to handle certain aspects of the symptoms that were showing up. I know you didn't expect me to talk about this today, but I have a reason. And by the way, again, I'm Jayashree Dow-Spielman, and if you want to learn more about me, go to jayashreeyoga.com. I have a YouTube page where all my Rise of the Sacred Sovereign and videos are. I also created the Soul Culture Yoga School, which is a certification program, as well as the Soul Mapping Matrix online digital program. And I'm going to be talking about something very exciting in a moment. But back to 2020, I had just written Soul Ascension, my second book, which was also one of those books where I was going to be talking about what the spiritual thought leaders, psychic warriors, people who were on the upswing of health and sciences were talking about for a long time, which was that something like this could happen. That there were a lot of various timelines and possible agendas that would bring us to a place in the world where we would be in a real isolation period. And we have been, as we know. And now that we're coming out of it, the astrology is also showing up and saying, all right, what are you doing now? What are you doing? This podcast, Rise of the Sacred Sovereign, is about the work of soul mapping. I make no bones about it. I have an agenda. My agenda has never been business or money. My agenda is to serve the collective. It always has been. So I show up to serve the collective, whether I feel good, whether I have a migraine, whether I don't feel good. And we all know that variegates every day. So what I want to share today is that I'm interested in what you're doing with this transit. And I'm interested in how you're going to make the most out of this post 2020 to 2021 year, now that we're in 2022. If all the planets are aligned, whether we know it or not, we are in this forward motion, and we are in a transit that we are never going to see in our lifetime. Now, my daughter might see it again, or, when we come into this time of the goddess and this awakening period that has been spoken of in ages and ages and ages and millennia and books and religions and spiritual processes forever, which I'm happy to talk about more in resources. And I do talk about those in my resources. If you go to my website or you go into manuals and various things that I've written, I will always cite those resources. For now, I just want to talk about what are you doing with this day and this transit, because time cannot be taken back. We cannot get this time back. This weekend, we are leading our first retreat here on the sacred land, here at Bhakta Bandhav. Bhakta Bandhav is the ashram down the street from where we live on 5 acres of land here in the Lower Catskills. And it is a sacred reconnection retreat. It is half the price. And I don't like talking about money, but this is the reality. We made it half price as a post-pandemic gift to our beloveds so that it would be very easy. The price is very, very reasonable for 3 days of meals and kirtan and teachers and everyone hands on deck at the temple and here, and bringing us to sacred hikes and waterfalls, and really doing a lot of energy work, healing, yoga, and sharing of love for each other, with each other. So this Friday, April 29th, is the day we begin. We have opened up 2 spots for anyone who would like to come. If you are interested, just message me or DM, direct message me or my team. We'll be happy to give you all the details about that. But what are you going to do this week? How are you going to up level? What is in your heart that you've been thinking about and reaching for and feeling was your calling and your destiny? And how are you going to make manifest that? And I do not mean in a spiritual bypassy kind of way. I don't mean the Om Shanti, everything is popcorn, unicorns, giggles, fabulous. No, no, no. We just went through the hardest time of our lives. You just went through the most massive up level in your ascension for this timeline, meaning all of the generations that have come before us, that have toiled and pioneered or gone through holocausts or gone through wars, it has all been leading up to now, where in this moment, our consciousnesses, your consciousness, my consciousness individually, has been shaped, molded, and shifted to a point where we either go above where we've been before, or we drop down and stay where we have been. And truthfully, I talk about this in Discover Your Bliss, my first book and workbook about the pain of cycles and addiction and trauma that befall all of us, and then that uprising and how to come out of that through the process of divine relationship and bhakti and discipline, as well as my second book, Soul Ascension. Are you going to ride the wave up towards the train of your bliss, your destiny, your alignment, your self-agency, your sovereignty? Or are you going to fall back in line and listen to whoever else's call or rules and regulations about how your life is going to be? Because if you're going to come up to that place right now, you should be quite uncomfortable. Should be quite uncomfortable. Advancement is not easy. It takes incredible amounts of grit, and frankly, it takes tools. It takes tools and a team. 2020 came, we were all riding a certain wave. You know, we had built a huge yoga community. We have friends and family that, frankly, are in different camps, literally different consciousnesses, different worlds, and we were buying our first home, homeschooling Narayani. We were already not into, you're not allowed to say the VAX word, but back then it was really just VACCINESs. And now it's a whole other program, right? So we were already continually striving for health and maintaining a very high level of health. And then boom, everyone got knocked down and divided. And that was very painful for you, perhaps, for your family, for your friends, because we were already divided by religion. We were divided by, ideas of what socioeconomic statuses may or may not be, what generational habits and patterns have been ingrained, not only in our bloodlines, but in the etheric realm or the subtle body realm, because that's a very real thing, the subtle body, not just the gross body. And all of this makes up who we are in this moment and how we're going to evolve. Who I am in this moment, I have an awareness, I have a trigger. It might make me angry, it might make me upset. I might lose my mind in the moment because I cannot feel, because I cannot see, hear, or understand what is in front of me from my patterns, from abuse or from trauma. And so I have to be in awareness about that, and I have to get honest about that. And in that moment of honesty, I can then shift the portal or the landscape of my consciousness. Not easy to do. I do it. I love to teach it. That's what it is. I can teach it to you. But once I shift that, I can go into my core desire, and very easily I can awaken, to be honest, the chemicals in my brain from the discipline, from the practice, from the tools, and from my team, and from my daily rituals that I have practiced for so long, and flip the script and thus make a better choice. And that is every day. That is the basic realm. That is what we call realm 1 of Soul Mapping Matrix. How you're going to do that, that's between you and God and your guide. I would be honored to be your guide. I'm great at it and I'd love to be your guide, but that is always up to you. What I can say right now to you, no matter what, is that giving, living to give, giving to live, this is an inherent part of all of us as souls. We are all made of desire. You are made of desire. And so you have a desire and you have wants and you have needs. And I don't mean basic, like blood, bones needs. I mean your heart's need. And your individual heart need is going to connect boop, boop, boop to all of these other individual hearts and needs that are these souls, jivas. And that makes the collective. And the collective makes the consciousness. And the consciousness is what Mother Earth is holding right now for us to evolve into. Okay? So what do you want to do, my love? How do you want to feel? Who do you emulate? Who is your team? Has it changed? Do you need a new team? Who and what are your tools? Have they changed? Have you forgotten them? Do you need new ones? Where are the eternal tools? Where are the eternal facets of time that hold, immemorial, integrated into them, installed inside? The tools that are ancient wisdom, medicine tools, sacred, divine, constant, north compass tools that will help you ascend. And then how are you going to remember them, make them a daily ritual? And once you do, that process of awakening and seeing the miracles in front of you gets easier and easier and easier. And I'm really excited to share those. I love doing it. And so does my husband, and so does my team. So we're gathering this weekend. It is a new moon eclipse. It is a big bang, and it is going to be really powerful. And so when you gather with a bunch of, you could say like-minded, but let's not pretend we're all the same people. We're not. We don't want to be the same people. We can't merge into being the same people. We want to show up as who we are and light up with each other. So when we say that divine connection and sacred reconnection retreat, we mean come to a place where we are holding the space, the devotees here, the yogis here, the teachers here are holding the space for you to come as you are, bring all of it with you, and be held energetically, held on the subtle level, held by people who have done the work. To be perfectly honest, and will hold you as you blossom into whoever you're going to be next week when you go out in the world and make your dreams manifest into reality. That's all I wanted to say today. I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you for joining me. Rise of the Sacred Sovereign is my way of showing up and offering to you, to the collective, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. That's where I am. I will keep showing up. Go to my website, jayshriyoga.com. jayshriyoga.com has on it the whole Soul Mapping Matrix digital portal, and it is evolving right now. It is becoming a much larger academy than it has been before. Next year, I am hybriding the Soul Culture Yoga School, which is a certification yoga school, which has so much good stuff in it, because Reiki mastery and Jivama energy healing and hands-on assisting and all the body mechanics, subtle body, psychological, emotional, all of it. And how to hold space and love people. That's the Soul Culture Yoga School. That's going to hybrid with the Soul Mapping Matrix mentorship program. So I will be teaching people how to be coaches. And mostly the people who are coming to these programs are teachers, healers, desiring to be in the light, working leaders and thought leaders in the world, activists, people not afraid to talk about history, people not afraid to talk about medicine, sciences, astrology, astronomy, mathematics, music, all of it. Sorry, it's very watery today, as you can tell. So I am holding the space for you to join us there and to find a community and a platform where you can be yourself and evolve into the next phase of who you are. I do a lot for free. My book club is free, Soul Ascension. You can join that. My third book is coming out soon. I have workshops. The Bliss Factor is a $27 workshop that's available right now, as well as my main work, which is in mentoring, soul mapping. So thanks so much. Share this video, like this video, comment on this video, and whatever you do, just let me know if you got any aha moments out of it. Thank you so much. Bless you. Love you. Happy Ekadasi for those of us who are fasting, and have an amazing week. I hope to see you soon at the retreat. Blessings. Mwah. Thanks you guys for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Radhe, Radhe. Radhe, Radhe.